in the mix with DJ Dynablend.
Woo! Hey guys, DJ Dynablend here, Kirk Thompson. Welcome back to the studio.
You know you like that.
Welcome to DJ related content, and more importantly, welcome to my new Serato tips and tricks. This is the first episode of Serato tutorials. I'll be bringing you guys hot cues and how to set them and how to use hot cues basically. I know I haven't uploaded any videos for a while. I think it's been a couple months. Life's been a little bit hard at the start of this year and a little bit hectic and a little bit crazy. But anyway, things are looking up and I'm on an uptrend, and yeah, I'm happy to be bringing you this video, Serato tips and tricks, how to set hot cues. It's more of a, not quite a basic tutorial, more of a basic moving on to intermediate tutorial. So not really for basic DJs, but more DJs with just a little bit more experience entering into the intermediate area or zone. So anyway, you guys know my super subscriber shout out segment is over, and the new segment is actually DJ talk. So real DJ stories I'll be bringing you. So that'll be after the Serato tips and tricks video. But yeah guys, I'm back and looking forward to bringing you this video. Whew, it's hot in here. Alright, to the computer. Rightio guys, I'm at my computer. This is my OBS screen recording software, so I'm just gonna Alt Tab from that to Serato, and what I've done is I've downloaded 2 non-copyrighted EDM songs, and I also have 2 copyrighted songs there. I'm going to try and go for the non-copyrighted music as much as I can to show you how to set hot cues. So righto, the first step to setting hot cues is analyzing the songs. So I'll just drag them into analyze files. And what Serato is going to do is going to analyze the files, a rough BPM, sort out what key they're in, and as you can see it's done that. So they're good quality, 320 KB per second quality. There's the keys, and there's the BPM 128. So the obviously classic 128 BPM EDM songs. So I'm going to drag one up into the deck, and I am using Serato in one deck mode. My controller's put aside, and DJing is pretty much 80% preparation and 20% skills and hardware, or basically using your hardware. The more time you spend here on the computer preparing your sets and preparing your music, setting hot cues, the better DJ you're gonna be, and you can take that to the bank. That's just the truth of the matter. Alright, let's get into these hot cues, eh? Quick look at the waveform. Pretty much tells me classic EDM waveform. You know, you've got a bit of a build, and then a bit of a flat section here, and then a drop or a break. Mind you, that's more of a break, instrumental break, and then bit of a build again, and then that's clearly there as a drop. So that'll be a bass only drop for a few bars, and then a bit of a break again. But anyway, I'll give you a quick preview of the song. Here we go. Yeah, classic synth, a synth style intro. And to me that looks like it's 32 beats long. just from the waveform I can tell that's a 32 beat synth intro, right? Now there's your beat, and this comes to your beat intro. There's a bit of a beat intro there. No vocals, just beat. And to me, that also looks like a 32 beat. So you got a 32 synth or synthesizer intro, and then a 32 beats worth of beat only. So look at your waveform, guys. You can sort of, it really explains a lot what's going on in the song, right? So I'm just going to rewind that. Now, what we want is the start of the song. So I'm going to set a hot cue there. That's obviously the start of the song. You can put a hot cue there, but it's very quiet from the waveform, very quiet sounding. You're probably not going to hear it too much. It's probably a bit of a waste starting the song from there. So if you want, set one there for the start of the synth. I'm not going to do that for this example. Right, so this will be the start of the synth. Now, the good thing about Serato is its beat jump feature. You can really use this to your advantage when setting hot cues, right? It really helps. So, as I said, from the waveform, that looks like a 32 beat synthesizer intro. So, I'm going to set it to 32, and I'm just going to skip. Bang, and there it is. Right on the 9th bar marker, that's the beat start. I'm going to set a hot cue there. Right, so now you know straight up that's a 32 beats worth of synth because I used me beat jump. Bang, bang, 32. Alright, let's play it. Nothing but beats. Beats are coming to an end. Now, you'll notice the more hot cues you set and the more you do this, your ears really come tuned to the music, and you'll actually hear on this 17, bar 17, there's actually a bit of a swish noise. 8 times out of 10, I don't care what music, new music, old music, music from the 80s, the 90s, the 70s, all have this swishy sound on the count of 1. In the 70s, it was the actual drum cymbals. The newer electronic music, it's actually it's an electronic swish sound. So listen to this. Did you hear that? Swish. That is telling you in the song that is the end of the phrase. Alright, so we're just going to check that. 16, 32, back to me beat jump. Bang, 32. There's our last hot cue. Beat jump forward. Bang, 32. So there you go. Now this is the start of the breakdown. And to me, classic EDM track again. It looks like it has 32 beats. 32 beats is the measurement we're using. 32 beats of a breakdown. So let's just have a listen. The bass is gone. It's synthy. That's a classic breakdown. And we'll have a tiny bit of a build coming to the end. Now here's your build. Rewind that. Bar 25. There's your build. Alright, so you got your breakdown, 32 beat jumps over, bang, the yellow hot cue. That is your build. Another classic EDM build. A build, what they do is a build is a kind of a bit of a hype before the drop, gets people excited, and whenever people hear a build, they know something's coming, right? So let's just check our measures. So 32 beats, we're going to beat jump over, bang, right on the drop. So this will be your drop. Classic drop, EDM drop, bassy. Alright, gotta love Serato's break start feature. Bit of a boo. Alright, so as you can see, I've got a bit of a pattern here of our hot cues. You've got 32, 32, 32. They're all nice, spread evenly apart. Some of you guys might not realize it, but music is very, very structured. As you can see, my hot cues are all nicely spread apart evenly. And I've checked the distances between the hot cues by using my 32 beat jump. As you can see, they're all lining up perfectly. Now, what I normally do is I'll set up the half of my hot cues will be set up near the start of the track, and half will be set up near the end of the track, because you really want to know what's happening on the start and end of your tracks. That's how you mix in and you mix out. If I had hot cues spread along the whole length of the track, well, for starters, I'd run out of hot cues because I've only got 8, and secondly, they're no good to me. You really need to set up hot cues on the start and the end of the track to ease and aid and help you mix in and mix out. So I really want to know what's going on around the end of the track, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this green hot cue, right, and I'm going to use my helpful beat jump once again, and I'm going to just click it, 32 beats. I'm going to jump ahead. You can see it's kind of lining up strategically with different points in the song. One more, bang, so that's my drop. Right, now to me, there's the drop and there's a bit of a break, and then there's another section of drop and then a bit of a break, and then all these distances here look like 32 beats worth of music. So we'll just check that, 32, skip across, right, so what they've done is they've hyped this here. So the 32 actually landed here, but then they've added in an extra 1 beat hype before the drop again. So this is a little bit different, but we're going to sort it. We're going to get it done. What we'll do is we'll start from the end of the track and work our way back. Obviously that's the end, bit of a swish synthesizer sound. Alright, so 32 beat jumps backwards. Here we go. So that's 32 beats between that blue hot cue and the purple hot cue, right? So we're going to go 32 back again, add another hot cue, and I might actually change that. This little, watch out for these hypes. These little hypes can actually stuff up your mixing, if that makes sense. I'm going to make the drop the count of 1. Right, so then I'm going to go 32 forward. I'm going to cancel that one and change the hot cue there. And 32 forward will be landing around there, which is fine. It will still work when you go to mix in and mix out, but it's just, we've avoided that little hiccup there. They've really thrown a curveball. You got to be careful. Some of these songs throw little curveballs, and that's a bit of a 1 beat hype. measure before the drop, so that can really, I'll delete that hot cue, that's gone. Righto. So what I did there was I was actually skipping ahead in the track on the count of 1. Because we've used beat jump, we started from the start and we measured out all these measures in 32 beat measures with our beat jump. They all start on the count of 1. So what you can do with EDM music especially is you can skip ahead and skip back to your heart's content. As long as you hit that hot cue on the count of 1, you'll be able to skip, you know, anywhere you like in the track. So I'll just show you now. I'm going to play it from the orange hot cue to the blue hot cue. And as it hits the blue hot cue, I'm going to hit this hot cue on the count of 1, and we're going to skip from there to there magically. Here we go. I'm going to skip ahead. Don't want to hear the rest of the song. Remember to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, just like that. Always on the count of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That was a little bit off there because I threw in that extra 1 beat hype before the drop. But you get the picture. You see what I'm doing here. Okay, moving on. All right, so we've got our hot cues. They're all measured out. Colors. We'll deal with colors. Now you got to have a system. All the superstar DJs have their own mixing system, and believe me when I say this, they don't remember which songs work with each other. They don't remember how to transition in and out. You can't be a DJ, you know, playing 4 and 5 hour sets and count on your memory to remember how to mix in and mix out with songs. So color coding comes into effect. So now we've already listened to this. We know that's a synth. So you might decide that all synthesizer sounds are going to be pink, right? Because that just tells you there's no vocals and there's no beats in that 32 beat measure. All it is synthesizer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make that pink. I'm also going to make, there's a little bit of a clap there. How about I make all the instrumental breaks blue, right? And then you're going to make, that's beats only, might make all my beats green. That's definitely a drop, so I might make all my drops orange. So these can be orange. And there you go, you have a drop. There's all your drops. Synthesizer, beats, and the breakdown. You got to use colors, and you got to, whatever colors you choose to use, make sure you use them throughout. All your files, all your music, all your songs have the same color coding system. There's no point making them this color on this song and then another song you've chosen different colors. Alright, so what we do, we might just name these synth. There you go. Synthesizer. I might double click here and name this hot cue beats. Because that's all that's in it. Synthesizer, beats. That's all that's in that section is beats. So without even listening to the song, you can look at your hot cues and determine what's going on. Alright, this is a breakdown, double click there. Break, that'll do. Right, now yellow we've decided was a build. I'm just going to type build in there. That's a build up before the drop. Orange we decided were drops. So what I'm going to do is type drops and all the orange hot cues. Simple as that, guys. Done. Now what you can do is drag your next track up into there, and that'll save your last track's hot cues. And I might even do a little mix for you, so we'll quickly hot cue this. Have a quick listen. Alright, so similar song, synthy, little bit of a build coming along. Bit more of a build. You can see from the waveform it's building up to something. Something's going to happen. It's building. You can use the mouse and skip ahead shortly in a minute. Still building. Right. Just skip ahead for you guys. Bang. That's our drop. Right, there's our drop. Now, trust the beat jump feature. On 32, I'm going to beat jump back. And there's our start of our build. Drag this hot cue forward a couple. Build. Build. And our start. Alright, just as simple as that, guys. We'll make these pink, yellow, yellow, synth, build, build. This is a drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see the pattern. You see how hot cues are so helpful. Alright, we're going to skip to the end of the track with my 32 beat jumps. And we're going to do our end hot cues, as I said earlier. Now we'll see we've still landed on the counter 1. We're on the 97th bar, as you can see here in the waveform. And there's your swish I was talking about. Swish. Alright, beat jump back, 32. Now this song, because this song is made by the same producer, he's also thrown in this little bit of a curveball, so we've got a 1 beat hype before the drop, if that makes sense. So we're going to be wary of that and set our hot cue here. Right, I'm going to skip forward and change that hot cue out. Right, 32, 32. Righto. I think he's added a 1 beat hype here as well. Yeah, hear it? Double bass. There it is there, double bass. Just be careful of these little curves. Some of the producers throw these little curveballs, especially a big name, David Guetta, Calvin Harris. They seem to always do their own style of going against the flow of traditional beat measures, 32 beat measures, as if you know what I mean. So anyway, here we go. These are all drops, so we're going to make all these hot cues except that one. That's going to go pink because it's a synth. And these are drops. Drop. Type in drop. So there you go, guys. Synth, build, drop. And synth. Nice and neat. Alright, nice and neat. There you go. Axello forever. So we might go Axello promise. See if I can do a little bit of a mix on the fly here. Basically, now because we've set up hot cues start and finish of both tracks, we have our mix in and mix out points. We've made it easier on ourselves, so here we go. Alright, careful of your sync button, guys. I really don't like sync. It can really stuff up your mix, if that makes sense. So what I've got to do is I've got to line up my orange hot cue here with my pink hot cue on this side. And because they've all been measured out in equal distances of 32 beats, when this comes to there, I'm going to hit my pink. I'm not going to hit sync because my next video is to do with setting beat grids, and as you can see the beat grids are slightly out due to that one beat hype the producer threw in. But nevertheless, be wary of sync, guys. Unless you know how to use it, don't use it. So here we go. I'm going to do this on the fly. Hopefully I'll press it at the right time. That was what I did there. That was a really quick equal measure 32 beat to 32 beat transition, basically an end to start mix. Because we knew this was synthesizer only and no vocals and no beats, I could easily throw that on top of here for the transition. Now I know it's not in key, so don't go carrying on, oh you mix two songs that aren't in key. I know this, but they're both 128 BPM, they're both made by the same producer, and it's just a demonstration how equal measures of hot cues can aid and help in your mixing, right? So that's pretty much it, guys, for this video. It's getting a little bit long-winded now. But next video coming, beat grids. So I'm going to beat grid tracks. And once you beat grid the tracks properly, the sync button will actually work properly. When you hit the sync, it will actually align all your beat grid measures up together in the right spots, and it'll sound good. Not that I'm a sync, not that I like using sync, because honestly, 90% of the 80% of the time it's a hindrance. But I will show in the next video to set beat grids. We're going to go into hot cues a little bit more advanced. We're going to go hot cues, a little bit more beat grids. next video coming up, guys. So that's it for me for the Serato tips and tricks, hot cues. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe.